My ship. She's taken me to many places, none of my choosing and all unrelated. Some seem hugely important, while others seem completely random. The Scottish Highlands, a normal street during the 2012 Olympics, the event horizon of a black hole, Liberty Island, and then some grubby little council estate in London. When I first landed here, I thought perhaps my luck had changed. The air felt fresh, and there was a smell like apples. I think it may have been the grass. There are always lanes of airborne traffic whizzing overhead towards what seems to be a city. My ship readout describes it as the city of New York. In direct contrast to this beautiful city, across the waters lies an immense factory facility right next to the coastline. Upon approach, I was greeted by two humanoids that sported the faces of Earth's cats. They were pleasant enough and said they represented the newly reformed sisterhood of much plenitude. I have not lost any of my father's charisma, and with a few choice words, I was able to convince them to give me a tour of their facility that spiked my interest. I wish, in many ways, I hadn't done that. They told me that this is a private facility, established in emergency circumstances after a city-wide power loss. The need for power was absolute, as without it, the Undercity would have fallen into the sea. I considered the towering columns of smoke, thinking that burning anything for fuel seemed very primitive for such an advanced city across the ocean. They took me deep underground, and I was met with the Mother Superior. They said that after their original campaigns to help cure all of Earth's sicknesses had been halted, and they were arrested, it took almost a lifetime for things to get so critical that their freedoms were assured on the condition that a new form of power could be found. I saw it, and I wanted to run and be sick. Rack after rack, row after row of human females, all lashed up to life supports, or in various stages of pregnancy. Every so often a rack would rotate down to the next row. Once settled, a drone hovered along with what looked like a laser appendage and a bucket. One by one the female stomachs were cleanly cut open, and out would fall a human child. The umbilical cords were detached by a retractable hidden blade in the bucket arm, and the process was completed in a matter of a minute. A couple of things I can't get out of my head, one being the silent tears that were falling from the woman's eyes as their young were taken from them. I watched the drone hover away around a corner and towards a roaring sound, the sound of fire, intensely burning. The next few agonizing seconds were a complete blur. One by one, the infants were picked up by robotic hands attached to the furnace. Despite only just leaving their mothers, they were full of life. Hands flailing, barely developed fingers gripping to the sides of the furnace, pushing in an attempt to escape the heat. Their cries so guttural, I could feel it vibrating through the floor until each one was engulfed. I don't remember how I got back to the beach, but I've been aimlessly wandering for hours. If this is what survival against all odds looks like, then perhaps